What's up guys, back with another video and I hope you're all doing well today. It's Athletic Education, the channel where you take yourself to the next level as an athlete. So today I did a video interview with Mitch Modin, track athlete. He's a decathlete. We spoke about his training, his whole experience as a track athlete. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below. So make sure you guys subscribe and check him out. My name is Abubakar. How are you doing today, man?
Dude, I'm doing pretty good. Off day, so we just get to chill, so not too bad.
That's awesome. And your name is?
I'm Mitch Modin, so I'm a decathlete from the United States.
Oh, okay then. So what school did you go to? Like what college?
I went to the University of Oregon. I competed there all 4 years. That's in the Pac-12 conference. Yeah, it's a pretty dope school.
Right. How was like the experience from high school to college, like the training? How was the difference? What would you say the biggest difference was?
So I was like a multi-sport athlete in high school. So I played basketball and then ran track. And basically, when I first started running track, it was just to stay in shape for basketball. So I wanted to go to college for basketball. And then when I started to like realize I could do something in track and field, I started to focus more on it. But when I got to college, it was just track. It's like you only focused on track. You woke up at 6:45, you went to lift, you like went to the track for like 4 hours, and then you went to school. So literally we were only doing track. It was way different than what I had been doing. So like I saw a considerable jump my freshman year and just in like performance wise, because I was only focusing on track, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So would you say in high school, were you lifting a lot in high school or not as much?
So I was probably the strongest I've ever been in high school.
Okay.
Well, like if you look at like weights wise, like numbers, like actual poundage. So like my squat was somewhere like above 350, and then like my bench was like at 255 for like 2 reps. Like I was pretty strong, but I didn't necessarily correlate to anything. So it's not necessarily like functional movement.
Yeah.
But so we would lift like maybe 3 times a week, but that was mostly for basketball. Like the track team never lifted. I just lifted for basketball, or I lifted on my own because I saw like the benefits of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing too crazy.
Okay, so how would you say, you said you were stronger poundage wise in high school. Now, when you went to college, how did the training change for you, and how was it better for your performance on the track and the field?
So in high school, we like focused on basically like, I don't know, like gym rat, like lifts, get in there, like get your biceps done, get like the stuff that's not necessarily going to help with like functional movements. And then in college, we had Jim Radcliffe, who was like, he's like a world renowned, basically like invented plyometrics. The dude's like crazy. He's been around forever. He travels around the world, does speeches, coached at like, was like the Olympic strength coach for the women's hockey team that won the gold medal like 2 years ago. So he's like crazy good strength and conditioning coach. And all of his stuff was based on like functional movement. So we're doing like cleans, snatches, lots of step ups, lots of like we barely even focused on the lifts that you would typically see. So a lot of our squats weren't necessarily like full squats. And when we did do full squats, we were focused on like a full range of motion, not like half squats or quarter squats or anything like that. It was like, we're doing a lot of like single leg stuff, a lot of single leg explosive stuff. We're doing like jumps or like plyometrics in between our squat sessions, or like in between our squat reps. So like we're hitting the squat super heavy. We do like 1 front squat, 3 back squat, and then we go do bounding upstairs for like a minute and then come back and do our second set. We do that like 4 times. So it was like a combination of dynamic stuff as well as the actual strength building stuff, which I think was like probably the most beneficial.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a crazy thing. I've never actually heard people work out like that because, usually most of the time when you do heavy squats, you take a long break. And then when you do plyometrics, you take a long break in between. So that's the first time I've ever heard someone say they train like that. So I do appreciate that. I'm going to try that myself.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like you don't realize how fatigued you can actually get.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And still move heavy weight, actually.
I mean, if you have to do it, you got to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the big things for me is I really believe in core strength. I think core strength is what really separates the athletes. And I also believe it's also big in injury prevention. So what do you think about core strength and how much do you work on it?
So we lift. So in college, I had like 2 lifting programs. So I had that one I explained. I had a separate one that I did for like a year. And during
Yeah.
that one that I did for the year, probably like it focused more on like the auxiliary muscles. So like your rotator cuff, all that kind of stuff that you wouldn't necessarily get when just like benching or snatching or cleaning or something like
Yeah.
that. But we had a full day dedicated just to core work. So like whether it was stability band stuff with like stuff extended and focused on just trying to keep good posture, or whether it was um, like strict cable sit-ups or just random stuff that was strictly core based. And when you look at like elite runners, right?
Yeah.
A lot of their like pelvic tilt is going to be core based because it's either your lower back is too tight, so your pelvis is going to be tilted the wrong way, or like your abs or like abdominals are not pulling correctly, so you're not going to be underneath yourself. And then like at the end of a race, everybody's like all the way back running like this.
Yeah,
If you have good core strength and can engage that, then you actually pull your posture forward, and now you're at a better angle for running. And then obviously, like all my events, like shot put, discus, pole vault, high jump, long jump, everything has to do with like core strength, or like actually getting to certain positions and like body awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're working on core strength, and you're also working on body awareness, because you're kinesthetically, everything's based on your I mean, I'm just saying core a lot, but everything's based on this like core chain of muscles.
Yeah.
And if one arm's over here and you have to pull this arm over here, then you're going to engage your obliques, and like everything's going to eventually come together. So I think core, just like you, is huge.
All right, man. Fan, that was such a great explanation, man. So let's get into your actual track events. So you're a decathlete. What is your favorite event out of all of those? If you could only
Javelin.
Javelin. So
It's weird because like I don't look like a thrower. I look probably more like I'd be good at like the 1500 and like maybe a couple of the jumps or something like that.
Okay.
I'm not a huge dude, but javelin is so much fun. Like you never get an experience to just like throw a spear in like everyday life. So when you get to like just unleash some frustration on like and then just watch it fly, it's so cool. I love it.
Yeah. And is that your best event as well?
It's probably up there, but like they always say, like decathlon's like the best at the decathlon is gonna be like the jack of all trades, but master of none. So like you're not gonna be like phenomenal at any of them unless you're like Ashton, and then you run 45.0 and jump 8 whatever in the long jump. Yeah. But so like I don't really have like a really, really good event, but I don't have any like horrible events. I'm kind of just like middle of the road, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's cool, man. All right, so you moved to Phoenix, and you have some amazing people that you work out with. How does that help you become a better athlete, and who are they? Yeah,
so I moved down to Phoenix probably like 6 months ago now, which sounds crazy, but maybe even longer. And I moved down here because my old roommate was Devin Allen, and he was Olympic final in Rio, and then he made it in high school or in college, and then he's from Phoenix, so we kind of all moved down here and made like a little training group called Phoenix Track Club. And then our other training partners are Jonathan Cabral, who was 6th in the Rio Games and was Devin's training partner, and we all went to the same college. So like Devin and Jonathan both went to the University of Oregon and graduated. Jonathan graduated a year before, and then they both went 5th, 6th at the Olympic Games, which is kind of crazy. David King, who is British champion in the hurdles, and then Freddie Crittenden, who was 4th in Diamond League last year, I believe. So basically, I'm surrounded by like these, and Jared Eaton, who was world silver medalist indoors. So I'm surrounded by like these crazy fast hurdlers, and I'm a decathlete, which obviously we don't usually hang with the fast guys, but it's really nice because they can push me in pretty much every workout. So like Freddie had a workout the other day where he was running 300s, and was he at 300s or 350s? 350s. And he went 41, like 41.8, 42.0, and like 43 something, like crazy fast times. And so it's not only just like in the sprints or like block starts or just over the top of the hurdles, but they're like really, really good at pushing me to be faster, to be stronger, and to like try and get to that next level that everybody's kind of trying to get for like Tokyo 2021.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. So tell me about your transition from college to pro.
For me, it was kind of just like, well, actually, so in 2017 at the US champs, I like hyperextended my knee, kind of messed it up in the long jump. So first day, which kind of sucks. And so I didn't actually, that's the only decathlon I've never finished.
Yeah.
And so I didn't finish that meet, and I kind of took a year off because my knee wasn't very stable. I like definitely did not. Anyways, so I took it basically a year off, and then some random person contacted me. Was like, "Hey, can you still score like X whatever, like 75 or 7,800 points?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem. I got that." So he was like, "Do you want to come up to this meet in Canada?" So I went up to this meet in Canada, contacted the USATF, and like ended up working with them, got up there, competed well, and then decided I wanted to continue to train. Trained for a little bit in Oregon, and then ended up moving down here. But yeah, it's been a good transition. It's a tough transition because, like, as everyone that's in track and field knows, there's not a lot of money in track.
Yeah.
Whether you're like at the top of the game, obviously Usain Bolt made a lot of money, but he's Usain Bolt. He's a once in a lifetime kind of human. But so there's not a lot of money. So it's really like grinding, trying to find those odd jobs. Like I worked as like an Uber driver. I delivered Postmates stuff. I work as a high school coach. I worked like basically every small job that you can, like construction stuff that you can do to like kind of just feed this addiction to keep training.
Yeah, man. I know it's definitely difficult for track athletes because they often have to pay for their own, events and try to find, hot coaches or whatever. So I know that's difficult for sure. But something that you do that is very interesting is you have a YouTube channel that you post on daily, your training and, just daily life.
Yes,
can you talk about that? And what's the name of your YouTube channel as well?
So if you want to, you can just search Mitch Modin and it'll be the first thing that pops up on YouTube. But yeah, so in 2016 at the Olympic trials, me and Devin were competing, and I ended up getting seventh. Devin won, and it was like kind of a cool like time to start making stuff on social media.
Yeah.
And so I followed Casey Neistat, who's like the godfather of vlogging.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I can do what he's gonna do. I can do that, no problem. So I started doing that, and since then it's just been like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make 5 videos. I want to make 5 daily videos, just upload them, see how they do. And I uploaded them all, and then I kind of got addicted to it. And then I think like 2 days ago, I just posted my 400th video on YouTube. Wow. Wow. So there's a ton of content out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it's been 100 and I think this morning was 171 days straight. So like during that year that I took off of like training, I didn't necessarily post a lot of YouTube videos. Mm-hmm. But now that it's like I'm back up in training, it's kind of like my number one focus. So literally I go to the track, train, come back home, and put like 110% effort into like trying to make daily content.
Man, that's crazy, man. And a lot of your content revolves around your training. You give advice and you post your workouts. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of as transparent as it can be as far as like what I do workout wise. So like today's video is literally going to be me doing a workout in my garage, like hopefully with my subscribers. So people that want to jump in and do the workout with me. And then literally on a daily basis, I'm showing exactly what we're doing at training, whether we're running 300s, like halfway through like a workout, I'll like talk to the camera, explain what I'm doing, explain what we're doing, explain why we're doing it. And then my thoughts as to like how to get through workouts or something like that.
All right. So a lot of younger athletes can definitely benefit from subscribing to your channel. They can gain a lot of knowledge from a professional decathlete. So I think they should definitely subscribe to you, man.
No, I appreciate the shout out. But yeah, I think that it's definitely a passion of mine. And I think that, I don't know, I kind of know what I'm talking about sometimes.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Hey, man, thank you so much for the interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Keep grinding. Hopefully we'll actually get to meet up in person sometime.